What's up, budget buddies? It's Kim. Welcome to Debt to None. So, today I wanted to talk about budgeting and irregular incomes. If you're a freelancer, entrepreneur, or a gig worker, you know that budgeting your irregular income can be tricky. I wanted to go through a few tips that have helped me make sure that my irregular income is enough money to get me through every single month. So if you're interested in hearing these few tips, stay tuned. Let's get into it. When your money fluctuates from month to month, it can be really difficult to know, first of all, how to budget and to make sure that you have enough to cover your expenses. But it's okay, there's things that you can do. And I just wanted to kind of go through a few things that I've learned along the way since I've been unemployed technically since July of last year, since mid July. Long story, if you're interested, you have to go back and look at some old videos. I figured let me go through a few tips that have helped me make sure that my money works for me. So, first, it's good to get a baseline amount. How much money will I definitely be bringing in? Now, some do suggest just taking a few months of your earnings and just dividing it by the number of those months. And that way you have like an average. I don't feel like that really works for me because I feel like my income maybe fluctuates a little bit too much. So for me, I just figure it's easier if I just figure out the bare minimum that I always have been bringing in. So everything is changing now as far as my income is concerned because unemployment is ending in this month actually. So when I look at my previous income, the past 4 months, I did pretty good, but that is including unemployment. So now my paycheck amount is going to stay around $600 unless it's a 5 week month. And then the amount that my husband gives, as you can see on the side, my previous months, it totally varies from month to month. But I'll say the bare minimum is $700. And then my miscellaneous income, that actually is YouTube or any like cashback stuff. But I can't really count that. But I will make it a goal to get at least $500 every single month from YouTube. So I'm saying my bare minimum is $1,800 moving forward. That's how much I'll be working with every single month. That's how much I have to have every single month. Next, prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. What are those expenses that absolutely have to get paid no matter what? Your rent, your utilities, your insurance payments, your debt payments, add them all up. That's at the top of your list. So you know this has to fit within your baseline. You got to make it work. Then there's what's called flexible expenses, flexible spending, your groceries that can vary from month to month, your transportation costs. Now, that doesn't include your car payment because I feel like your car payment is definitely a priority number one. It's the must pay no matter what. I don't have a car payment. So that would be like for my transportation, it's the gas. If I take the train anywhere, um, well, in tolls, but my toll replenish is fixed. But anyway, this is flexible because I can always pull back a little bit if I choose to. Like even with my tolls, I don't have to replenish $20 every single month. I just choose to. So with your flexible expenses, you just want to set an amount that's reasonable. Like from month to month, okay, this is a reasonable amount that I should be able to afford every single month for these categories. Set that limit and add that to your baseline. So here's a quick look at everything that I am responsible for paying throughout the month. I have my mortgage at $753. I don't pay any monthly subscriptions because I pay every year, so that comes out of my yearly savings. My internet's 102. Transportation includes my tolls and my gas. I like to contribute that for my husband, so that's about 165. Utilities 225, groceries 180, personal care, beauty, clothes, and eating out. I'm trying to keep that around $50. I don't want to go over that. And then for entertainment, I'm just going to say $75. I'm on a lower end because my husband does contribute as well to these things. So it's a lot easier with the two of us. So in total, I'm aiming to spend about $1,700 every month. There's like different ways of budgeting that work really well. Something that I can't support enough is the envelope system. You can see many budgeters on here do the cash envelope system. I actually do an envelope system, but I'm a digital budgeter. So that means I don't have cash in hand. I just don't deal with cash. Everything is online for me, but I still use the envelope system. So I have a digital budgeting app that keeps track of everything that I have allotted towards each category. And then I have a budgeting app that keeps track of all my transactions and what percentage of my income am I spending on what category. So here is a quick look at my budgeting app. It's called the Spending Tracker app. I downloaded it from the Apple App Store. I really love this app. On the right side, you see the PDF export of my transactions. It keeps everything organized and it makes budgeting super easy. I'm all digital, but the envelope system still works for digital budgeters. This is important because you see exactly what you have to spend. And once it's out, once you've spent that amount, you're done. It's easier if you're dealing with cash because when your envelope is empty, your envelope is empty. But for me, because I am very serious about my budgeting, when my envelope is empty, that category is empty, all right, I'm done until next month. Something that I did early on, and I cannot stress enough, is you have to have a buffer in your account. You absolutely have to have a carryover amount. This is key because nobody wants to bounce checks. Nobody wants to be missing bills. The buffer, I saved up when I first started this budgeting journey. I was able to save up $1,000 extra in my account. It took me a couple months to do that. This is back when I had a full-time job and I had a regular income. Thank goodness I was able to do that. But as I continued from month to month to month, budgeting and being really serious about my, savings and debt payoff, my buffer amount grew. So when you see any of my budgeting videos from this point on, if you're new here or if you've looked back, there was always kind of like a chunky rollover amount. That's just from diligent saving and, being very conscious of my spending. I can't stress that enough. That is so important to do. Even if you're only starting off with a small amount, like $20 extra, do whatever you can and just let it keep growing from there. If it's $20 this month, maybe you can do another 20 next month. Maybe it's only $10 next month. Just keep going until you have a nice little surplus. And then for those high earning months, maybe your income like really spiked like mine did in February. This is when you're going to be extremely meticulous and serious about that extra money. Of course, you're not going to spend it. Gotta save it for those months where it's just not popping. You know what I mean? This is what I'm going through right now. February was kind of a big deal earning month for me. And I say earning, but a lot of it was like tax refund, YouTube pay. I got my YouTube pay, which was the highest to date for me. And then I got some cash back apps, got some money from them. And so I brought in like $7,800 for the month of February with all of those things together. But for the month of March, I already know it's going to be a sad month. My unemployment ends. So I should only be getting one check in March from that. And then with my cleaning and YouTube, we're talking $2,400. Like that's what I can expect to be working with. So what do you do with that drastic change, that drastic difference? So saving that extra income from the high earning months will help smooth out all of the rough months that are going to eventually come. My extra income from February obviously is going to help me in my second month of March. So that's going to help balance things out for me and make sure I'm still dealing with a nice amount of income. Most of it I actually put away in my high yield savings account. That way, if I fall short in the leaner months like March, I'll just be able to tap in to the income that I got in my previous month. But I'm really trying to be strict with my spending and everything for the month of March. So hopefully I'm not going to have to tap into that savings. But that's what it's there for. The extra income months, it's to carry you through the rough ones. And in connection with that, savings is huge for us that have irregular income. Being smart with your money, knowing what you need to spend on. I believe in splurging every now and then, not as often as I used to, but every now and then I'll treat myself to something. But mostly I'm preparing for tomorrow, so to speak. I'm planning ahead. So savings is a big deal for me. As you can see, I stash a lot of money in savings. Right now I'm getting a nice interest rate on my savings account as well. So I want to take advantage of that time that my rate is 5.5%. Saving your money helps a lot. Any amount you can save, if it's $5, $10, $20, whatever it is, if it's a money that you don't need for your necessary expenses, put it up in your savings account. That's earning you interest. Please, please don't use savings accounts that's not making you any money. I just think they're a waste. It seems like it's scary. I have to say, I was very terrified when I first lost my income last summer. I didn't know what to expect, but thankfully I had already started this budgeting journey for, a year and a half at that time. I had a good handle on my finances, and here we are in March, and I'm still going strong. I still don't have full-time employment. I am looking, but it seems that I probably will be one of those people that just does like the side jobs, the gig jobs, and maybe probably going to get into the real estate. When I say get into the real estate game, I just mean I'm probably going to put my house up for rent and bring in income that way. That's another story. We can talk about it in another video. But I was really concerned with not having that steady paycheck. But with proper planning, prioritizing, and being flexible with my budget, it's all worked out. So that's how I've been able to budget my irregular income, and it's been working really well for me. If you have any suggestions or any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. I make sure I respond to all comments. Please subscribe to my channel. Join me on this journey. You're going to see probably a real transformation in my life as I maneuver, matters, because so much has already changed since I started this channel, and we're on our way to a whole new adventure. Yeah. We are really making big moves over here, and so stay tuned so you can see where me and my husband end up, and you can see how we are living in our new life. So with that, I hope that I see you next time.